Hey everybody, it's your Sam and I'm here with another video. I want to talk today a little bit about the Novel Factory. And the Novel Factory is a web-based tool that we novelists or authors can use to create our books. So here is the opening page. I just signed in for the first time since the Novel Factory 3 update. So this is the page that pops up. Welcome to the Novel Factory. The Novel Factory aims to help you become a better, more productive writer by providing writing guides, clever tools, and useful templates. We've tried to make getting to know the software as easy as possible, but if you have any questions, we'd love to hear from you on our Facebook group, or you can contact us directly using the feedback button on the top right corner. We also recommend signing up to our newsletter for updates, special offers, and useful writing resources. As you can see, the Novel Factory here does a little bit of everything. 3 quick tips on using the software. All the main sections of the software can be reached via the main navigation on the left. You can show or hide the sidebars by using the arrow tabs, and hovering over a panel will often cause a button to appear offering you more options. Here we are. This is going to be like a quick tour really of the Novel Factory. You can also watch some videos over here if you want to. They have a lot of tools to help you learn their program and to help you write. This is the roadmap section. It's a step-by-step guide to writing a novel, taking you from the initial idea to completed manuscript. New writers find it very useful to write their first novel by following the roadmap steps, while more experienced writers may just wish to dip in and out or ignore the roadmap altogether. It is flexible, just about like any writing tool, because every writing tool has to be flexible because us writers are different in the way we write and do things. The next section of the software we're going to take a look at is the manuscript section. Click the manuscript icon in the main menu navigation. I kind of want to show you this right here. It's how to write a novel, a step-by-step guide. The Novel Factory Roadmap is a complete step-by-step process for writing a novel. Here's a summary of the steps, which are described in more detail below. So you have write a premise, develop a plot outline, complete character introductions, write a short synopsis, expand that into an extended synopsis, establish a goal to decision cycle, carry out a detailed character development, do your scene blocking, write your first draft, research your locations, develop subplots, write character viewpoints, redraft and edit, final polishing and get feedback, and then get published. Here's the introduction to the roadmap, of course, and it has the key story elements, plot structure, character development, effective pacing, subplots, drafting, editing, and current landscape for publication. Each step is explained on an article which includes theory and background, description, examples, a clear, manageable task or read on. Who is roadmap for? Basically for everybody, but it does help new writers out a lot, because once you get something like this down, whether you use the Novel Factory step by step, or you use Save the Cat Writes a Novel, or some other plotting and writing advice, then you can play around with it later. Once you get comfortable with some of these steps and everything, you can know how you work best and kind of jump around to where you need to go. So it's for pantsers and planners and those that are in between. What are the limitations of using a step-by-step guide to write a novel? Some think that it stifles creativity, but others don't. The Novel Factory is going to allow you to discover write as well, because I mean, that's basically what you do during a first draft. I don't really know anybody who follows their initial outline to a T. I've never heard of such a person. And if you are such a person, congrats, you are now my unicorn. And it also tells you how you should use the roadmap, how you prepare to become a writer, intend to have a daily writing habit, how to have a space for writing, don't apologize. Alright, so let's go ahead and go to the manuscript. This is the manuscript section. This is where you can write the prose of your novel. This section autosaves regularly, and you can also manually save by clicking the save button towards the top left of the toolbar, which is right here. On the left is also a scene list sidebar, so you can add those so you can easily jump in between scenes. On the right is the related info sidebar, where you can link things to the scene, such as characters, locations, items, and other scenes, but we'll look at that in more detail later. For now, let's check out the characters section. Click the characters icon in the main navigation on the left. So it's this little guy right here. I can already see that visually impaired people are not going to have that great of a option here, because I'm already not seeing where you can change any of the colors or anything like that over here. So it's basically gray on gray, and I know some of our visually impaired authors and writers will probably have a little bit of problem with this. So that might be something that we can explore with the Novel Factory to see if there are options for our visually impaired friends. So this is the characters section. You can create cards for each of your characters, then open them up for more detail. A list of all your characters will appear in the character list sidebar on the left, this right here. Try adding a new character now by clicking the green Add Character button. Click on the character card you've created to open it up. Okay, so here is the green Add Character button. So what I'm going to input here are the characters and the information and everything for my new project that I'm hoping to write for NaNoWriMo if I don't start it early. We go ahead and add the name, card summary. I can add an image if I want to. And let me see. Here we are. So I used this face for Nita. View. Card summary, I just put main character. Here are all the little details that you can add in. So you have characterization here. You have flaw, external motivation, internal motivation, positive traits, negative traits, quirks and mannerisms, fears and phobias, life philosophy or motto, most treasured possession, and other notes. You also have the backstory, birth, death, elderly years, mature years, middle age, early adulthood, adolescence, childhood. You have voice, favorite vocabulary, speech patterns, habits and quirks, education level, race, culture, religious influence, slang, direct and to the point or oblique and rambling, assertive or passive, proactive, taking charge, or reactive in following, sense of humor, metaphor preferences, other notes. And of course the physical appearance. You have the personality. The physical appearance goes really in depth. What sort of clothes they wear, physical handicap, scars, tattoos, makeups, all that good stuff, good or poor health, and the typical, you know, eye, hair, all that good stuff. And then the personality goes into optimistic or pessimistic, introverted or extroverted. Do they ever put on airs? Some of these questions are really good. It's really detailed. I am not a fan of overly detailed character descriptions. I find that they irritate me more than anything. They kind of drain my creativity after I've put so much work into this. I just don't want to deal with the character anymore. I might fill out a lot of this, but it's not going to be every little thing here. And then they also have a section for friends and family, and you can make it bigger and all that good stuff. This is the character details view. Here you can keep track of all kinds of information about your character. Hover over the basic details panel below and click on the edit button, which appears. Enter some details for your character, then click the green save button. Note that data entered into these panels is not auto-saved. The manuscript part is auto-saved, but the character section is not. So you have to make sure that you save it whenever you enter things in. Try using the eye toggles above to hide and show the panels. So the eye toggles are up here in the top here. When you're finished, go back to the characters list by clicking on the overview button, which looks like a little graph. You can go ahead and add more characters. When you're ready to continue, go to the next section on our tour of the thing for Plot Manager. All right. So that looks like a corkboard. That's awesome. This is the plot manager section. This is where you can work out your core plot using index cards. You can get your core plot off to a flying start using one of our plot templates. Click add plot template to check them out. When you're ready to continue on the tour, blah, 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 blah. Okay, my first scene. This is the index card for your scene. Here you can write a brief summary or synopsis or what happens in the scene. Click the card once to select it and view its details. Double click to edit. Whenever you click it once, the details pop up over here to the right, and you can see where it has my first scene. You can choose a character to add to it. You can do the date and time, the weather, and the goal to decision cycle. Let's go ahead and go to the subplot manager section. This is where you can keep track of multiple plots and subplots. Your scenes are listed in a column along the left. These correspond to your index cards in the plot manager, and each of your plots or subplots is shown in its own column. This section gets a lot more useful after you've created your core plot in the plot manager section. So for now, let's press on and look at the final section included in this introductory tour, which is the statistics section. I'm going to do another video where I use this for my new project, and I will show you what I add, possibly do some writing in it and all that good stuff, do like a vlog of putting things in the Novel Factory. But right now I just kind of wanted to do like an overview, kind of show you what the Novel Factory can do and take you through this tutorial as well. But this is the statistics section. Keeping track of your stats is a great way to keep motivated and productive. I agree. To set your target, hover over the word count targets panel and click the edit button that appears. Complete your start date, end date, and word count and watch the graphs update. That's the end of the main tour. There are a few sections we haven't looked at yet, such as premise and synopses, locations, items, and notes, but you can check them out whenever you're ready. Each section has a gold introduction panel, and further information can be found throughout the software by clicking the info icons, usually found on the top right. In the meantime, we're working on a series of tutorial videos and help manuals, so look out for those in the coming weeks and months. Sign up for our newsletter to make sure you don't miss anything. Happy writing, and we love hearing from our users, so if you have any suggestions, requests, or kind words, get in touch via the feedback button. Right here, you can set your word count targets. I'm going to go ahead and put in for November 1st. We'll do a NaNoWriMo setup here, and my target word count is going to be 50,000, and we will save. Target daily word count is 1724. Remaining days is 52. You got 50,000 words remaining by this green big blob. Average daily word count, I'm guessing this will, yeah, you've got a green section over here where you're in the green for the day. And then you've got word count by date. And you can see it kind of like in NaNoWriMo, where they have the graph where you're supposed to hit is, you know, one color, what you've written is another, and then you got word count per scene, which that's pretty awesome. Words written by day, rolling 7-day average word count. Okay, so you've got plenty of stats here to look at and to judge like your best writing days or maybe your best writing weeks. Since we haven't really hit on everything over here, I'm going to go ahead and show you the premise and synopses. This is the premise and synopses section. Here you can complete a premise, short synopsis, and long synopsis for your novel. You can display or hide each of the panels using the eye toggles in the toolbar towards the top right. You can edit a panel by hovering over it and clicking the edit button, which appears. When you finish editing, click the save button to save your changes. So you have your premise right here. You have character, situation, objective, opponent, disaster, and summary. Whenever you get your story figured out, you can have everything in here. You have a short synopsis portion and an extended synopsis portion. So you can have like your book blurb and your elevator pitch, which elevator pitch would be the short and book blurb will be the extended. Locations is another section that we didn't go over. This is the location section. You can create location cards and open them up for more detail. There is a list of all your locations on the left, and you can link related info to each of your locations using the related info panel on the right. A lot like the characters, you can link these to scenes and chapters and all that good stuff, and possibly to characters too. We'll see. For more information on how to effectively use locations on your novel, click the help icon in the top right. Click add location to add your first location. This is the location section. You have basic details. You have the gallery, so if you have any pictures or anything. You have description. You have people, religion, history, population. You have senses. How does it sound? How does it taste? How does it feel? How does it look? How does it smell? You have geography with natural resources, weather, coastlines and borders, flora and fauna, climate and terrain, which is pretty awesome. And yes, you can link it to characters, you can link it to scenes, you can link it to other locations. Alright, so here are items. This is the items section. This is where you can keep track of important items that appear in your novel, such as sentimental items, weapons, or clues. You can note down details of these items here, then link them to the characters and scenes using the related info sidebar. You can create item cards and open them up for more detail. So let's go ahead and do that. Basic details, an item, initial item, you have pictures, you have a description, you have the senses that you can use to describe it, and you can of course link it to character, location, and scene. Alright, and this is the notes section. Here you can add text, notes, images, links, and checklists. Click on one of the buttons on the top right to add a note. So it's basically just your simple note. You can add whatever you want to there, and you can link it to whatever you need to, and all that good stuff. That is pretty much it. You can go back to the roadmap, which is the very top left hand corner, and you can highlight any of these and can learn how to do your premise. You can learn how to do your plot outline, your character introduction, your short synopsis, extended synopsis, and all that good stuff. They give you tips and tricks on each one and how to use the Novel Factory website to plug them into your Novel Factory. This looks like it's going to be an interesting tool. I hope to show you how I'm going to be using it for my new project. It's going to be a romance with a little bit of suspense and mystery kind of tied in. So I look forward to sharing a little bit more about my new project as we go along and working with the Novel Factory here. I hope to do at least one video a week on inputting some stuff here in the Novel Factory in preparation for NaNoWriMo. I thought that I wouldn't participate, but I think I'm going to be kind of a nano rebel, and if I start early, fine. If I get it done, fine. If it bleeds into December, fine. I am just going to play it by ear, and we are going to work on this project, and we're going to do the best that we can, which is all that we can do. Let me know in the comment section below if you have used the Novel Factory before and what your thoughts are. As always, thank you for watching. Be kind to one another, stay safe, keep writing, and keep being creative, and I will see you next time.